Welcome back to Shed Season 26. I'm out here today on a farm that I walk every year, and it is a huge farm to say the least, about 1,000 acres, a lot of hayfield. Now obviously with the snow and ice on the ground, there's not going to be a lot of travel to these fields because it's all buried under about 5 inches of snow and ice. So I've been trying to focus on these bedding areas. It's been very, very hard to find the bedding areas because there are not very many places with food on this property, to be quite honest with you. It's more of just a destination than it is a bedding area. So truck is a really good ways that way. I did a nice long loop, picked up 2 cams I had up in the woods, and I'm finally looping back, just crossed the creek, and I have my first find of the day. All I can see is point, and end of a main beam. So I'm going to assume that is obviously a deadhead. There's also some hide over there laying in the snow. Looks pretty chewed up from the coyotes. Granted, there is coyote poop laying right next to it, but I'm gonna set up the camera here and try to dig it out and see what we have found. Not bad at all, actually. Coyotes have definitely been chewing on this for quite a while. Oh, dude. Solid deadhead. I thought maybe originally had died right out of velvet because the antlers are just so spongy, but I'm assuming that's what's happening here because of the coyotes chewing on it. Typical little 8-pointer here, broke off, second, third main beam on both sides, probably 1.5 inch brow tines here, nothing crazy, definitely hard horned. And I'm guaranteeing you, just the coyotes have had an absolute field day. That, or he has just been a fighter and died during the rut. Antler color is pretty light here, definitely before the snowfall. We will not be taking this. I'm going to leave this here and come back for it maybe in a year when the hide's completely gone off it. But great way to start off the video and great way to start off the day. I've been walking pretty good, and to finally find something, I'm a little bit too stoked for what this is. So let's keep it moving. I'm back out here today, guys, on the property where I found that little 4-point, technically 5-point side in my backyard. And I'm walking around this small bedding area where I know deer have been consistently for the last 2 weeks. I've got a feeder up on the hill, and I came over this little, I guess you could call it a small ridge top. There's a little drainage that comes to the middle of it, and I just spotted not 1, 2, 3, but 4 freaking antlers in like 10 yards. First one's laying right here, a left side, and if you look behind me, I have another left side, a right side, follow me, and another right side. So we're gonna go ahead and grab the pickup. This has never happened to me in all the years that I've shed hunted. I've never found 4 antlers, let alone this close, but this quick. Pumped to say the least. We're gonna set up the cam here, get a pickup, and see what we found. Pickup on the third one I saw. I was actually about 3 feet in front of this one when I spotted it. Great mass, great little 4-point side here. Wax ring completely intact. A little bit of smell left to it. Pretty freaking fresh. I would say this is in the last 2 days or so. Cool little 4-point, no knurling on the base or the beam. Chipped main beam right here, but a stud little buck, guys. Let's grab the pickup on the other 2 behind me, which I do believe could be a match set. The second one, another left side, 4-point, small brow, also no knurling on the bottom of it. Blood on the base, as you can see. Wax ring intact. I think just as fresh as the other one. This is probably the last 2 nights they've been out here shedding. 2 great bucks right here, and I do believe the one behind me is not a match to either of them. A right side. Sweet little right side here. Wax ring intact, a little bit of blood on the base. Definitely not a match to either of these antlers. Another 4-point side, 3 in a row, and I do believe that one over there is also a 4-point. Good mass on this one, a little bit heavier than the others. We have a broken main beam here on the end. I think he broke it just out of velvet. It's chipped down, worn down pretty good, like he's rubbed it. I've actually watched 3 of these bucks in the backyard from the living room window, so it's pretty sick to come out here and be able to pick them up that quick. And let's get the last one. What a freaking day. Been out here for literally not even 2 minutes. Another, you guessed it, 4-point right side. This one here, I do believe, is the match to this one. Yep, we finally have a match set. Broke off his G3 here, probably during the rut fighting. This buck was pretty wide. If I think this is the one that I'm talking about here. Blood on the end of the base, good wax ring, still smells. Pretty phenomenal finds, guys. Out here for literally a couple minutes this morning, and 4 antlers on the board, bringing us to 14 for the year. Let's go. We're after a super eventful 10-minute walk this morning at my house. I decided to do some traveling, hit the road, go to a spot I haven't been yet this year, and I've had bucks on camera left and right and just nothing holding anymore. So I was like, hey, might as well go check it out. I'm in a pretty much the mecca of bedding. As you can see, there's no snow right here, and right up here in front of me I spotted tines down, look to the left, tines up, a sweet match set. Got my dog out here with me today. Let's see how close we can get to him before he notices them. Dude, right in the bed. Oh, dude. What, dude? Oh, not a match set, dude. 2 left. 2 left. Come on, come on. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, buddy. Good boy. 2 left. Okay, so not a match set, but oh my gosh, one of them is off of a buck I call the Flash. Last year he was a sweet little 9-pointer. This year he was a beautiful 10-pointer, and I just found his left side. Let's go. Ah, you know the drill. Gonna get the pick up here. A side-by-side though, not match set. As you see here, there are 2 lefts. Let's go. Coming up through this thick timber here. I had both of these deer on camera here the last couple weeks, coming through here to my corn pile, and not far away. And then all of a sudden I got no bucks with antlers, and he actually dropped his left side about 4 days ago, and I'm assuming he did the same. Oh, no name for this buck. I'm just so pumped, dude. Sweet 3-point side. He's got a little bit of a infection here on the bottom of the base, wax ring intact. One that I've been wanting to put my hands on for a couple years. I have no antlers off this buck. This is a 5-year-old that I call the Flash. Oh, dude, what a freaking stud, man. Oh my gosh. Sweet 5-point side. I mean, a sweet buck. His other side looks exactly like this. He carried it around for at least 3 to 4 days, so I know now where the bedding is. Hopefully he's been coming back to the spot, and it's somewhere between here and my corn pile. But man, pumped 6 antlers on the day. What a freaking find, guys. Just getting started too. Let's go. Well, I'm out here today on a pretty big piece of ground I've walked every year, some good private land here in Maryland, and walking through this big creek bottom. As you can see behind me, it's more like marsh and swamp, but there's 2 fingers that feed, one from each side, and there's this kind of like island in the middle. Got some good sign coming through the middle of it. Headed to my honey hole. I've been checking these southeast facing slopes pretty hard, and I hate to sound like every other shed hunter on YouTube, but that's where the deer have been bedding this winter because it has been so much snow. Anyway, I'm coming through this bottom here, and I look over to my right and I see a big, what I thought was like a split G2, ends up being a G2, G3 main beam brow, probably about 35 yards from me. Standing here right now trying to get a better look in the area just to see if the other side's laying close by, but pretty much right on a buck track. So let's see what we've got. Good sign down here in this bottom. Not sure if they're necessarily bedding here or they're using this as a transition area to get up to this slope here. As you can see, there's some mountain laurel along the edge of this ridge. Notice that they're really not touching that though this year, so they must not be hurting too bad. And right on the track. Let's go. That's a stud too. Here we go. Big freshie, waited to push this property. What a stud. Oh my gosh, dude, look at that antler. Solid 4-point side. What a stud. I'm gonna sit here before I grab the pickup and kind of glance over everything right here. I believe this deer was probably eating on these briars, and either they got a hold of it and ripped it off, or when he jumped the creek, he knocked it off. But anyway, first antler of the day. Let's go. No luck in the immediate vicinity with the other side, but man, this is a little bit bigger than I thought it was. Stud buck, guys. I mean, it's fresh. It's probably the last day or two. Great mass, good knurling. Looks like he might have chipped maybe an inch or two off the end of the main beam. Big curved brow. Beautiful buck through this area. I don't know for sure if I've got any other years off of him, but man, look at that base. Look at that, as fresh as they come. I'm guessing he's probably close by. Hopefully that other side is dropped somewhere in this creek bed. Like I said, I'm on my way to the honey hole right now. I'm gonna peck around in there for a little while and make a big loop. Not trying to push these deer super hard, because as fresh as this is, I do believe some deer are still holding, but man, what do you think of that? Number 17 on the year, a sweet 4-point. Let's go. Well, it has been a hot minute since I picked up that first antler of the day. Put in some good lines in that area, didn't turn up anything else. Came to my little honey hole up here where I know the deer bed, and I found quite a few antlers in the past, and a lot of sign, a lot of rubs, a lot of tracks, nothing, no antlers. So that's led me to believe that the deer kind of holding hard in this area, which really surprised me, because I ended up finding a dead buck that had shed both sides and had actually died here in the last week or two. It was pretty fresh, and another fawn that had died as well. We had about 6 to 8 inches in some spots of snow, and then it turned into straight ice, so it really prohibited these deer from finding food and actually getting, you know, the nutrients they needed for this winter, because it did get down to -4 at one day. But anyway, I'm walking down, pretty much looping right back over my tracks, and I decided, let me drop down. I see some fresh beds here, and I'm like, man, I know these are buck beds. Where are the antlers? And I found number 2 for the day. Little spike. First spike of the year. Little concave base there. A little bit of infection on the bottom. Sweet little buck. Would be cool to match them up. You can definitely tell this is a buck bed right here. They're bedding into this blown down cedar, and a couple other ones around the vicinity of it as well. But I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm starting to walk back to the truck right now. Probably come back here in about 2 weeks or so, check it again. Another 2 weeks after that, check it again. Just try not to push these bucks around too much, because I do have a feeling I will find about 8 to 10 in here this year. So let's see what else we can find. Well, Bobby and I are out here today walking a pretty good spot where we picked up some in the past, and no luck to say the least until just now. We're on the way back, and I just spotted the first thing of the day, and it is a little deadhead. When I say little, I mean little. A probably 3 to 4 inch spike on one side and a little nub on the other. Gonna leave that here, keep it moving. Well, after finding that deadhead, and actually on the last leg of the hike, just like yesterday, I just spotted the first one of the day right here. A solid 5-point side. Let's go, dude. Sweet buck. I'm 90% sure I have this deer shed from last year, and literally probably found it about 100 yards that way, right behind these townhouses. Talk about a find. Let's grab the pickup. Number 24 of the year. Let's go. Oh, dude, he's a stud. Small base. I'd say it's probably, you got a little blood on the bottom of it. Probably in the last week or so. 5-point side. Pretty sure it's the same buck from last year. Number 1 of the day. We'll take it. Out here walking a new spot today. Got Bob and Victoria up here. Catherine and I down here in this bottom of this park. Just walked up on a sweet little 6-point deadhead. Died back in velvet. Will not be taking him. Gonna keep it moving.
Same spot we found 4 last week. The 4 we found were literally right there by that timber. There's another one right here, spike.
Catherine said, what is that? Is that one? She just found her first deadhead. Sweet, go pick it up. Pull them out. Oh, that's a sweet one. Here.
Damn.
Nice. Another 6 pointer.
Second antler in the first like 5 minutes. That's your second antler ever.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, after a pretty eventful day yesterday, Bobby found 2 up at that Baltimore spot and 2 deadheads for us. I'm coming around this south facing slope right here. Good dense cover behind me, beds everywhere, and I look through this small window and I've got a side-by-side set. Let's go. Keep your eye out. There's good beds around here. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Right in the bed. Right in the bed. Look. Not even 20, 30 yards from the private property line. Let's go. Dude. Sweet little set. Right in the bed. Little 6 pointer. Let's get the pickup on that. Textbook, guys, I tell you. Saw this south facing slope on the on map, and I've only been to this property a couple times before and decided to come back out here and check it out. There's a good green hayfield up here in front of me, and we were walking probably 20 yards that way. I looked over and I was like, man, this is some good bedding. I need to keep a close eye out here. Side by side set. Let's go. Young buck, fresh too. Blood on both the bases. Side by side set. Let's go, dude. What do you think about that? Number 21 and 22 for the year. It doesn't get any better than that. Look at those bases. We will take it. Well, just picked up those 2. Came around to the north side of this ridge, which typically wouldn't find too many because it is still covered in snow, but found some good tracks. Just spotted number 3 for the day. Kind of a hard spot. Definitely looks like an oldie. Last year probably. Look over to the left. Oh no, it's kind of sick. Hold up. Dude, that's a beast. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. What is that? That is a freaking beast. There's another one. No way. Another side-by-side set. I was literally, look, I'm literally 2 feet from the other side right here. Coming off. Definitely last year's. A tank of a buck. Let's go. I've never had much luck on a north slope until today. I'm gonna pick up the one that I spotted first because it's got some trash here. Oh my gosh, it's bigger than I thought. Dude, this thing is huge. Trash everywhere. I've never even seen a point like this. Kicker off of the base, kicker off right at the base of the brow. Inline 5, excuse me, typical 5 with a little cheater extra here. Look at the mass, and it's slightly split too. Look at the mass on this crazy point. Kicker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on one, 8 on one side. Let's go. Let's grab the other side. Oh, he's got a splingy too. Oh, dude, look at this set. Left side, kicker. We're gonna call that. We'll call that a kicker. I don't know if it's a true split. What a freaking set, guys. Talk about a phenomenal start to the day. This is a giant. This is an absolute giant. Altogether, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 point set. Let's freaking go. Oh my gosh, I had no idea there's gonna be this kind of action on this property. Talk about a stud. Definitely last year's, could potentially be 2 years old, but I'm gonna bank on last year's. Fair amount of chew on the base over here. Chew on the 3, the kicker, the beam. This little extra, I don't even know what you would call that. 2, 3, little bit on the brow as well. What a sweet set. Let's keep it moving. Well, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Ending with 24 antlers so far this year, and I think only 4 deadheads. So snow is just now starting to really melt good. We had about a 54-degree day yesterday, did some walking. Supposed to get some warmer temps here in the next week with some good rain, so perfect conditions to walk. Like I said, that set that I found today was, I think, total 15 points. My biggest total point-wise match that I've ever found in my life. I don't think it's the biggest scoring set I've ever found, but nonetheless, a giant. So, gonna wrap it up here. Hopefully on the next episode we can do some more freshies and some more deadheads. And that's going to do it for this episode of Shed Season 26 on Ridgeview Outdoors.